Good day, everyone. This is Teacher Cherry. In this video, we will learn about factoring polynomials. We will factor polynomials by finding the greatest common factor. We will factor difference of two squares, difference of two cubes, sum of two cubes, and perfect square trinomials. For the next video, we will learn about factoring polynomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c and ax squared plus bx plus c at saka by grouping. Let us first have the first type of factoring by finding the greatest common factor. So let's have an example. Factor 8x to the fourth minus 12x cubed plus 32x squared. So kung mapapansin natin, meron silang common factor. Kukunin natin yung greatest common factor. Unahin muna natin yung numerical coefficient. We have 8, negative 12, and positive 32. So, una, ililista muna natin yung factors ng ating numerical coefficient. So, we have 8. Ang factors ng 8 ay 1, 2, 4, and 8. So, 1 times 8 equals 8. 2 times 4 equals 8. Next is the 12. So, hahanapin natin yung factors ng 12. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12. And 3 times 4 is 12. And lastly, 32. What are the factors of 32? We have 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32. 1 times 32 is 32. 2 times 16 is 32. 4 times 8 is 32. After nating ilista yung mga factors, kukunin natin yung greatest common factor, yung pinakamalaking common nila. So, meron silang common na 1, merong common na 2, at saka merong common na 4. So, yung 8 at 32 lang ang common, walang 8 sa factors ng 12. So, wala ring 16, wala ring 32. So, ang greatest common factor niya is 4. So, merong 4 sa bawat number. Ngayon naman, sa variable naman, kukunin natin yung greatest common factor. Meron tayong x to the fourth, x cubed, and x squared. Para sa variable, ang kukunin natin ay yung may pinakamababang exponent. So, halinang may pinakamababang exponent. We have 4, we have 3, we have 2. So we have x squared. Pagsamahin natin, 4x squared. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. Ibig sabihin, ito yung ating greatest common factor. After makuha yung greatest common factor, i-divide natin yung polynomials dito sa greatest common factor. So, isa-isahin natin bawat term. So, una, 8x to the fourth divided by 4x squared para makuha yung next na factor. So, we have 8x to the fourth divided by 4x squared. So, 8 divided by 4 is 2. And then, yung variable, pag ma-minusin natin yung exponent nila, 4 minus 2. So, we have 2x raised to 2 or x squared. So, 4 minus 2 is 2. So, ito yung ating quotient para sa unang term. Isusulat natin dito. Para naman sa second term, negative 12x cubed divided by 4x squared. So, negative 12 divided by 4 is negative 3. And then, yung variables, x cubed and x squared, pag ma-minusin natin yung kanilang exponent. X raised to 3 minus 2. So, 3 minus 2 is 1. So, therefore, we have negative 3x. Hindi na natin isusulat yung 1 na exponent. So, we have negative 3x. For the last term, 32x squared divided by 4x squared. So, what is 32 divided by 4? That is 8. And then, x squared over x squared, makakancel na. Kaya, ang naiwan na lang is 8. So, we have plus 8. So, ang factors ng 8x to the fourth minus 12x cubed plus 32x squared ay 4x squared and 2x squared minus 3x plus 8. Okay, so that is the factor. Let's now have another example. Factor 12y raised to 5 plus 6y raised to 20 minus 21y raised to 7. So, kukunin muna natin yung greatest common factor. Ang factors ng 12 ay 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. Next, factors ng 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 6. 1 times 6 is 6, 2 times 3 is 6. And the last is 21. What are the factors of 21? We have 1, 3, 7, and 21. 1 times 21 is 21. 3 times 7 is 21. After nating makuha yung list, kunin natin yung greatest na factor o greatest common factor. So, pareho silang may 1. Pareho silang may 3. So, alin ang mas malaki? That is 3. And then, para sa variable, kukunin natin yung pinakamababang exponent. So, ang may pinakamababang exponent ay, syempre, yung y raised to 5. And then, pagsasamahin natin, 3 times y raised to 5 is 3y raised to 5. Ito na yung ating greatest common factor. Then, i-divide natin yung polynomials dito sa greatest common factor para makuha yung other factor. So, unahin natin, 12y raised to 5 divided by 3y raised to 5. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Y raised to 5 over y raised to 5, makakancel. Kaya 4 na lang. So, ilalagay natin dito yung 4. Next, 6y raised to 20 divided by 3y raised to 5. So, we have 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then y raised to 20 minus 5. What is 20 minus 5? That is 15. So, we have 2y raised to 15. Yun naman yung ilalagay nating next term. Plus 2y raised to 15. And then last, negative 21y raised to 7 divided by 3y raised to 5. What is negative 21 divided by 3? That is negative 7. And then y raised to 7 over y raised to 5 ay equal sa y raised to 7 minus 5. Pagmaminusin natin yung exponent nila. So, what is 7 minus 5? That is 2. So, we have negative 7y raised to 2. So, ito yung ilalagay natin dito sa dulo. Negative 7y squared. Therefore, the factors of 12y raised to 5 plus 6y raised to 20 minus 21y raised to 7 is 3y raised to 5 times 4 plus 2y raised to 15 minus 7y squared. Okay, so ganun lang kadali maghanap ng factors by finding the greatest common factor. Okay, another example by finding the greatest common factor. Factor 21a raised to 4, b raised to 5th power minus 14a cubed, b raised to 7, plus 7a squared, b squared. So, una, kukunin natin ang greatest common factor. So, ang greatest common factor is 7a squared, b squared. Paano nangyari yon? Ang 21, 7 times 3. Ang 14, 7 times 2. Ang 7 ay 7 times 1. So, ang greatest common factor is 7. And then, yung sa a, kukunin natin yung pinakamababang exponent. So, we have 4, 3, 2. So, yung 2 ang pinakamababa. So, we have a squared. Ganon din sa b. So, we have 5, 7, and 2. So, kukunin natin yung pinakamababang exponent which is 2. Then, divide the polynomials by greatest common factor. So, una, 21a raised to 4th, b raised to 5th power over 7a squared, b squared. What is 21 divided by 7? That is 3. And then, pag minusin natin, a, 4 minus 2, b, 5 minus 2. So, we have 3 a raised to 4 minus 2 is 2. B raised to 5 minus 2 is 3. So, we have 3a squared b cubed. Yun yung isusulat natin dito sa una. Okay, next, negative 14, a cubed, b raised to 7, divided by 7a squared, b squared. Negative 14 divided by 7 is negative 2, and then a, 3 minus 2. B, 7 minus 2. So, we have 2a raised to 1. So, hindi na natin isusulat yung 1 exponent. B, 7 minus 2 is 5. So, we have b raised to 5. Yun yung idudugtong natin dito. Negative 2ab raised to 5. And lastly, 7a squared b squared divided by 7a squared b squared. So, 7 over 7 is 1. A squared over a squared is 1. B squared over b squared is 1. So, our answer is 1. So, we have plus 1. Therefore, these are the factors of 21a to the 4th, b to the 5th, minus 14a cubed, b to the 7th power, plus 7a squared, b squared. Okay? Okay, let's have another type of factoring by difference of 2 squares. So, let's have example. Factor a square minus b square. Ang factor niya ay a plus b at saka a minus b. So, paano natin malalaman na difference of 2 squares? Ibig sabihin, yung first and last term ay merong perfect square root or perfect square siya. Okay, so para makuha yung kanyang factors, kukunin natin yung square root ng first term which is a, and then kunin natin yung square root ng b square which is b, and then isusulat natin as sum and difference. So remember, pag difference of 2 squares, ang factor niya ay sum and difference of the square roots ng first term at saka ng last term. So, okay, let's have examples. What are the factors of x squared minus 36? So, kung mapapansin natin, difference of 2 square. Ang x square is perfect square. Ang 36 is perfect square. So, una, kunin natin yung square root ng x square. That is x. So, ito yung ating isusulat na factor. And then, kunin natin yung square root ng 36. That is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Then, dahil difference of 2 square siya, isusulat natin as sum and difference. So, ang factors ng x square minus 36 ay x plus 6 and x minus 6. Another example. We have 9a squared minus 25b squared. So, this is an example of difference of 2 squares. So, una natin, kunin natin ang square root ng 9a square. Square root ng 9 is 3. Square root ng a square is a. So, we have 3a. And then, next, kunin natin ang square root ng 25b square. Square root ng 25 is 5. Square root ng b square is b. So, we have 5b. And then, ang isusulat natin is sum and difference. Plus at saka minus. Palaging magkaiba yung kanilang sign sa middle term. Okay, another example. 100b square minus 49c raised to the 4th power. So, what are the factors? So, this is a difference of 2 squares. So, 100b square, ang square root niya is 10b. 100, square root ng 100 is 10. Square root ng b square is b. And then, kunin natin yung square root ng 49c raised to the 4th. Square root ng 49 is 7. Square root ng c raised to the 4th is c square. So, we have 7c squared. Anong ilalagay nating sign dito? So, we have sum and tsaka difference. Okay, so ganun lang kumuha ng factors ng difference of 2 squares. Another type of factoring is difference of 2 cubes. So, paano tayo makakakuha ng factors ng difference of 2 cubes? For example, we have a cube minus b cube. So, yung a cube is perfect cube, b cube is also perfect cube. Ang kanyang factors ay a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. Paano nangyari yon? Yung cube root ng a cube is a, ang cube root ng b cube is b. And then, copy natin yung sign. Kung minus to, that is also minus. And then, para makuha itong trinomial na to, i-square natin yung a, that is a squared. And then, imumultiply natin yung a and b. Kung minus dito, plus ang sign ng second term. So, times a times b, ab. And then, kunin natin yung square ng b, that is b squared. Para mas maintindihan, let's have examples. Factor x cubed minus 64. So, what is the first factor? So, kunin natin yung cube root ng x cubed, that is x. Cube root ng 64, that is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. Ano ang magiging sign natin dito? That is negative or minus. And then, para makuha yung trinomial, i-square natin yung x, that is x square. And then, kung minus to, ang next term natin is plus, positive. Then, multiply x times 4, that is 4x. And then, para makuha yung last term, i-square natin si 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Therefore, the factors of x cubed minus 64 are x minus 4 and x squared plus 4x plus 16. Another example, we have 125 minus x cubed. Okay, what is the cube root of 125? That is 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125. And then, what is the cube root of x cubed? That is x. And then, since difference to, difference din yung ating unang factor. And then, para makuha yung next factor, i-square natin si 5, that is 25. 5 times 5 is 25. Kung minus yon, next is plus. 5 times x is 5x. And then, for the last term, i-square natin yung x, that is equal to x squared. Therefore, the factors of 125 minus x cubed are 5 minus x and 25 plus 5x plus x squared. Okay, let's have another type of factoring, sum of two cubes. So, kung kanina, difference of two cubes, ngayon naman ay sum of two cubes. So, we have a cube plus b cube. Ang factors niya ay a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. Paano nangyari yon? So, una, kukunin yung cube root ng a cube, that is a. Cube root ng b cube, that is b. Kung ang sign niya ay positive or sum, so sum din naman yung mauuna natin. And then, yung a square natin, a squared. Kung sum ito, ang next term natin is minus naman. So, a times b is ab. And then, yung b square natin, b squared. So, dun lang sila nagkaiba sa difference of two cubes. Kanina, yung difference, so minus to, ito naman ay plus. Dahil sum of two cubes, plus yung mauna, and then minus naman yung middle term. Let's have examples. Factor x cubed plus 8. So, what is the cube root of x cubed? That is x. Ano ang cube root ng 8? That is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So, positive yon. So, positive din ito. Para makuha yung next term, square natin yung x. That is x square. That is x square. Then, kung plus to, ang next na term is minus. X times 2 is 2x. And then, square ng 2, that is 4. Plus 4. Therefore, the factors of x cubed plus 8 are x plus 2 and x squared minus 2x plus 4. Let's have another example. Negative 27x cubed plus 125. Kunin natin yung cube root ng negative 27. That is negative 3, and then cube root ng x, that is x. So, we have negative 3x. And then, cube root ng 125, that is 5. Then, plus yon. So, this is also plus. And then, square natin yung negative 3x, that is 9x squared. Bakit kaya yung next term natin is positive 15x? Sabi natin kanina, kung plus yon, ito ay minus. Okay, so we have minus negative 3x times 5 is negative 15x. So, negative times negative 15x is positive 15x. And then, for the last term, square ng 5, that is 25. Therefore, the factors of negative 27x cubed plus 125 are negative 3x plus 5 and 9x squared plus 15x plus 25. Okay. Let's have another type of factoring. Factoring perfect square trinomial. So, we have a square plus 2ab plus b square. Ang factors niya ay square of a plus b. Kapag meron naman tayong a square minus 2ab plus b square, so ang factors niya ay the square of a minus b. Paano natin malalaman na yung given ay perfect square trinomials? So, dapat yung first term ay merong ay perfect square. Yung last term ay also perfect square. And then, yung middle term dapat ay twice ng square root ng first term at square root ng second term. So, dapat yung square root ng A, minultiply mo sa square root ng B, times 2, yun yung nasa middle term. So, that is perfect square trinomial. So, kung ang middle term ay plus, so, plus yung gagamitin natin. Kung ang middle term ay minus, minus naman yung gagamitin natin. So, let's apply perfect square trinomials. Let's have example. Factor 36x squared plus 60x plus 25. So, ang 36x squared ay perfect square. Ang 25 ay perfect square. Paano natin makukuha yung 60x? So, kunin natin yung square root ng 36x squared, that is 6x. Square root ng 25 is 5. So, 6x times 5 is 30x times 2, that is 60x. So, this is an example of perfect square trinomial. So, since ang middle term natin is positive, ang magiging factor natin is sum. Okay, so what is the square root of 36x squared? That is 6x. Square root ng 25, that is 5. Therefore, the factors are the square of 6x plus 5, or kung isusulat natin, 6x plus 5 times 6x plus 5. Another example, 4x squared plus 20xy plus 25y squared. Check natin kung perfect square trinomial. Ang 4x squared ba ay perfect square? Yes. Ang 25y squared ba ay perfect square? Yes. Paano nakuha yung 20xy? Dapat twice niya yung square root ng product ng first and last term. Ang square root ng 4x square is 2x. Ang square root ng 25y square is 5y. So, 2x times 5y is 10xy times 2, that is 20xy. So, perfect square trinomial siya. Paano natin makukuha? Ang sign ng middle term is positive, so ang sign natin is positive. What is the square root of 4x squared? That is 2x. Anong square root ng 25y squared? That is 5y. Therefore, the factors are the square of 2x plus 5y or 2x plus 5y times 2x plus 5y. Another example, 49a squared minus 28a plus 4. What are the factors? So, minus yon. So, ang gagamitin natin is minus. What is the square root of 49a squared? That is 7a. What is the square root of 4? That is 2. So, we have the square of 7a minus 2 or 7a minus 2 times 7a minus 2. For our last example, for perfect square trinomials, 9x squared minus 30x plus 25. So, ano ang kanyang factors? So, since ang middle term ay minus, so minus din ang ating gagamitin. And then, kunin natin yung square root ng 9x squared, that is 3x. Square root ng 25, that is 5. So, we have 3x minus 5 squared, or we have 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5. Okay, so, ganun mag-factor ng perfect square trinomials. For our next video, naman, yung mga trinomials na form x squared plus bx plus c at saka ax squared plus bx plus c, and magfa-factor tayo by grouping. So, just keep on watching.